it. Couple things. I'll make a couple of announcements. And John Mazzella asked me about New Jersey Sales Conference. We're definitely looking. We realized that we're bubbling kind of out of this area. It's what these hotels will allow. We're on the prowl. If we can get someone to give us a date, we're in, 100%. So, and then many of the people that frequent here and are in the area that also fly in will do the training. But I would like to get a spring sales conference on the calendar in New Jersey, very much so. So we're working on it. We got to get someone to comply, north of 100 people. So, and as long as we can get the space, we'll do it anywhere. So we'll do it in Newark Airport. We'll do it up here. We'll do it anywhere that will give us that much space. So we're working on it. Also, we are we're obviously we're growing out of this space. I mean, it's been great. This is our third year in this space. When we first got it was like, woo! And now we're like, we're starting to cram a little bit, rightfully so. We're definitely going to be taking office, new office space very soon in a location. But they have space in this building available, so we're looking at that. And anybody who's looking to get an office, I would need to know, because it's going to factor into what we do. So if you're serious about building a team or just wanting independent space for yourself, let us know. It's going to be more people that frequent this office that are looking for something like that. But we're looking to see who wants that, okay? Because we're taking more space regardless. We definitely need a bigger training space. We want to have just some amenities for the agents and things that will help this thing grow. Like some of y'all are from different agencies across the country. We don't really care. It's just if you're building something, you should be able to build it without it restraining you. So we're cool with that. And just a bigger training area, bigger open space, more cubicles so that everybody can kind of get in and fit in and that type of thing. So let us know. We're probably going to be doing something sooner rather than later. So just so you know. So also the incident at least. So we have them pouring in New Jersey. Okay. Anytime corporate does a sale, I'm hearing that people are making money on a 1 month, 2 month leads. Doesn't matter to me. But they're inexpensive. They're your ability to go out there, meet with a lot of people, make money. And we got people in here that just make money on incident leads. And they're making $4 or $5 grand a week. So if you're struggling with vendors or anything like that, let us know. You shouldn't be, especially with the CRM now. A lot of people understand there's a lot going in there. And you're able to pull, pick, and choose what you want. I'm going to go over these numbers. I'm going to start with top 20 for, this is month to date. So number 20, Jesse Parley, $12,645 paid through 2 weeks. Gabriel Erickson Singh, $12,675. Garrett Duet, $13,091. Jeffrey Ampensah, $13,091. Great job, Jeff. Chris Wasserman, who was on today's 10K Week Club call, did a great job out of Dallas. $14,294. Sean Barnes, $14,463. JLC Jose Columbus, $14,978. Ajid Pusanchi, sorry if I ruined that, $15,115. Frank D, $15,231. Christopher Ford, $15,557. Danielle Burns, $16,810. All right, we're in the top 8. Orlando Payne, 2 weeks through the month, $17,567. Steph Culver, $17,645. Desiree, $18,733. Caleb Ambrose, good work, $19,081. Cedric Hartman, good job, Ced. $25,773. Jonathan Borcina coming in at number 3, $26,322. And Mo Ray, $28,997. Number 1, I'm just hammering away. Steve Giordano, $49,631 through 2 weeks in the month. Now, I looked at the numbers, and I was blown away. I'm looking at the numbers. Steve G is still number 1 in the company. but he's had 159,000 through 2 weeks through February. I'm like, God bless America. That's a lot of premium. Like, for real. But people can do that. And here's what I've seen. The numbers, last year we had 58 Hall of Famers. The year before that we had 25. We're going to have over 100 Hall of Famers this year. We're going to have no one ever went over 1 million. We had, I think, 4 people go over 1 million. We'll probably have 10 over 1 million. It's really insane. And it's the 4-minute mile. You know, Dave Witcher comes in, writes a mill 4.5 with a team in 12 months. Someone's going to do that. So people are seeing like what is being done, and they're doing it. And I think that anybody who wants to do that can do that. It's about focus and attitude, activity. First-time writers: Doug B, Mackenzie M, Rajat S, Melissa O, Felix W, Jamie H, Whitney S, Mike B, Ada A, Courtney M, Uziel, Tyler M, Zeta A, Brandon P, Tyler F, Kamisha F, David G, Craig M, Elizabeth M, Abel G, Tara T, Yenith E, Esther L. 27 new writers for the week. Give them a round of applause. And then the top issue paid agencies through February. Shamira T, 11,534. Jeff B, FFL The Good Life, 23,533. Carlos Reynoso, FFL Wisdom, Strength, and Beauty, 24,634. Alex Labria, FFL Third Coast, 25,956. Steph Cover, FFL Insured Trust, 27,518. Mike Lower, Pay It Forward, 27,845. Frank Doherty, FFL Shoreline, 30,975. Cindy Siddick, Service Before Self, 35,933. Danielle Byrne, FFL Legacy, 37,237. Jonathan Porcina, FFL Loyalty, 43,638. Gabriel Singh, he's on the way up. FFL The Way. Actually, he changed that. Who was with me there? I think it was just Ryan. He announced that on the podcast we just did. He changed it to a different name, and I don't remember what it is. 65,601. Jose Grox Serena, FFL Momentum, 83,113. They're growing. Great work, Jose. Jesse Parley, FFL Avenue, 92,531. Hearts and prayers to the people out of Texas for last week. I mean, just kind of a really tough week with the rolling power and the snow. I mean, it's like we go, that's not a lot of snow. It is for Texas. Like certain areas just, I mean, we eat it for breakfast here, right? So trucks are out, they're out way in advance. They're not set up that way. Like they're just not. So it's, you know, it's a treat for some, and for others, it's just like, you know, it's crazy. Kyrie Joyner of FFL Home Beginnings, 92,532. Mark Tarolia on the grow. FFL Chosen Ones, 102,579. Look out for FFL Chosen Ones. They're moving. Caleb Ambrose, FFL 320, 110,493. Great work. FFL Great Lakes. Good job, Pyle. David Powell, 115,351. Steve Giordano, FFL Health and Wealth, 170,200. He's on his best pace ever. Wayne Carr, FL Hidden Gems, on his best pace ever, 195,907. A lot of growth. Rob Richmond, FL Apex, 322,047. Brian Menhall, FL Central, 323,041. Ivan Vedrov, number 1, FL Universe, 698,703. Total agency, 1.358 through 2 weeks. So give all those people a round of applause. I want to thank Jeffrey Dawn from John Hancock, who lives in Connecticut, but nice enough to come in and has been dying to get in here to get a feel. Their product, Vitality Simple Term, has a lot of niches. Stuff when you're out there, one of the things we pride ourselves on is the ability to help every client, okay? And they have some pretty cool niches in their product that allow us to do some things that other products don't allow us to do. So we wanted to bring him in. We wanted to host him and have him explain some of the things they do. John Hancock is massive. I mean, no one's confused. They sponsor the Boston Red Sox, if anyone's confused, but they're really big. And they got into the simplified issue space really because of us, because of Family First Life. So we're so big. I'll let him do that talking, but we're so big in the simplified issue space. John Hancock stopped the truck and said, wait a minute, we gotta do business with these guys. So thank you for lunch, everybody. Please. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate it. And as you mentioned, yes, I've been dying to get into this office. I've been dying to get anywhere because I can't leave my house because we can't travel anywhere. But I'm coming down here, and with 3 hours and about 3 inches of snow, and it's worth every second of the drive down here. You heard those numbers; they're absolutely staggering. Congratulations to Mr. Vidroff. He's one of my good friends. He's been a great partner with us, and all the other names on that list. Congratulations! I look forward to seeing a lot more names on there, and hopefully John Hancock will be able to build it up enough where we'll have our own leaderboard just for Mark's team and all the other teams around the country. Our momentum has been unbelievable in the past year. As Mark said, we've only been in this space for 2 years, and our growth has been unbelievable, and that's almost all the way in part to Family First Life and to the partnership we've had with everybody at FFL. But Mark and team have been fantastic partners with us, and again, our growth with his team has been great over the past year especially. We look forward to continuing that moving forward. So I do have a PowerPoint. I'm not going to share it online. I might just browse at it, but I do have some fabulous prizes. So if you're paying attention, I see the Dwight Schrute sticker. My son has a Dwight Schrute sticker in his laptop too. I have some little giveaways, so pay attention. Some of them might be product related. Some of them might just be, trivia related, pop trivia related, whatever. I just want to make sure everybody's paying attention, and there's a chance for, folks to win some fabulous prizes while I'm here in the office for, the 20, 25 minutes I'm talking today. So again, how many people in this room, I know it's tough for the people online, has anybody in this room sold a John Hancock policy? All right, so that's good. You can't see, but everybody in the room's hand went up, so that's fantastic. That's great. So how was the process moving? Was it quick? Was it slow? Did it take a long time? Simple. So our product's called Simple Term with Vitality. So there's 2 parts to that. One is we made the process simple. It's designed to be an 8 to 10 minute process. And I'll get into a little more of that, but again, an 8 to 10 minute process online, fully automated, no paperwork, 18 questions through the entire application. Every question is a yes or no, other than one reflexive question when it comes to diabetes. So I'll talk about that a little more as we move forward, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about at John Hancock. Since we're still new in the space, we're still babies. We've been lucky enough to partner with Family First Life for just about 2 years. And again, every month our sales have gone up and up and up to the great partnership we have with Family First Life. And so hopefully you all know a little bit about Simple Term with Vitality. And it's a term policy. So we say it's mortgage protection. That just to kind of use some of your language, but it is a term product. It's not a final expense product. We start our death benefit at $25,000. And one of the things you should know is it goes up to $500,000. So we're the highest face amount for a truly simplified issue product in the industry. And some of your other partners, which you have unbelievable partners, FFL has given you the best partners to work with across the industry. What do they cap their death benefits at, most of them? 4. What happens when you go over 250? Swab, more information. We will never ask your clients for additional information up to the full $500,000. We're not going to ask for a cheek swab. We're not going to ask for a telephone interview. We're not going to ask for more information. We will go the full $500,000 and keep it the most uninvasive process for you and for your clients that you have available for you. So just remember that you don't have to go, to 2 different carriers to piece together coverage because your clients might want to avoid getting that swab or avoiding that phone interview. You don't have to worry about that. We're kind of your one-stop shop when it comes to that information. The great thing about if you want to come to John Hancock first, our process is designed to be as quick as possible. America has a fantastic process also. But if your client happens to go through John Hancock and you might get declined, and we're not sending those things out to the MIB. We're fully automated underwriting, so you're not going to get that ding against you or your client when they're looking for insurance. If they get declined, goes to all these other carriers, they see that ding on the MIB, and it could be a red mark. It's not going to happen with us. So if we're your first stop, give us that chance, get the quick application out of the way for you and your client. And if you don't qualify for John Hancock, you're going to know right away. We're not going to say, okay, you're done. We'll let you know in a day or 2. We might need more information. Within 30 to 45 seconds after clicking submit, and if you've written a case, that's truly how long it takes. You're going to know whether your client's approved or not. After they're approved, it's issued immediately. Policy gets drafted that night. You get paid 3 business days after you walk out of that client's home or finish that conversation, because we are telesales enabled as well. So again, I mentioned the $500,000. We've only been in this space for, 2 years. So we've added a couple term durations. So now we do go 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year term durations. So we have every increment up until the 30-year term. We do issue to age 60. We know some of your partners issue beyond that, which is fantastic. That's their space, and you should look for those carriers every time you have a case over age 60. Unfortunately, that's not going to be our sweet spot. We know our limitations, so we want to focus on those folks under 60. We want to keep our prices extremely competitive, which I think we have in most niches. Again, we're not going to win every niche. We don't expect to. So again, keep us in mind for all those cases for those clients under the age of 60. Our product is available everywhere outside of New York. And we do take almost all forms of payment. Most of your carriers take checking and savings. We also take credit card. We also take debit card. We don't charge additional fees for credit card or debit card. We don't ding your commission. We don't hold back any of the annualization for credit card or debit card. So keep that in mind. There is some flexibility for your clients who might say, well, I don't know if I want to pay today because I might not have X in this account or that account. I have to move money around. Let them pay with a credit card if they want. They want to change it to savings or checking the next payment, they can do that too. They can change it every month if they want to, just by calling our customer service line and going ahead and doing that. Another thing when it comes to commissions and controlled business, I know a lot of you are smart enough to protect your families and write policies on yourself, which most of you should. I did. I wrote a John Hancock policy. We don't discount commissions for your business or controlled business. Nice. We pay full comp if you write a policy on yourself, your mother, your father, your wife or son, anybody. We don't adjust commissions no matter who you write for. So just to bear that in mind, again, we don't change our commission structure based on who the insured is for that policy. Just something to keep in mind when you're writing policies. We did introduce a return of premium rider last year, just in April. So we didn't have it for the first year and a half. We knew we had to compete with the great partners you guys have in your space. So we introduced an ROP for 25 and 30-year term durations. So anything shorter than that, obviously you're going to have other carriers you can look to. But if you're looking for a return of premium rider, look for us if it's 25, 30-year term durations. Now, our return of premium rider is a little different in two ways. One, it's a 75% return of premium rider. So if your client has a 30-year term, at the end of 30 years, a lot of your carriers are going to pay 100% of that premium back. Well, obviously our premiums are a little different as much as we charge in. So your clients will get 75% of that premium back as opposed to 100. Again, we adjust the premiums based on that. The one difference we think is a big positive and that's unique to us is that your clients will start building up a cash balance in their account after the fourth policy year. That's big. So what happens with a lot of other carriers when you have an ROP for, I'm going to keep harping on a 30-year term, you have to wait, in essence, the full 30 years for your clients to get any money back. Well, we know with mortgage rates like they are, people are refinancing, college, kids get out of college, your families might not need as much of that policy back. They might want to cancel, maybe change to a 15-year term, increase the duration or decrease. What's going to happen if in 10 years your client says, I want to change this? If they're not locked in. You don't have to say, well, sorry, all that money you've paid in for 10 years, that's out the window with your return of premium if you decide to cancel it right now. They want to cancel their John Hancock policy anytime after the fourth policy year, they're going to get a portion of those premiums back. And your clients can see that online in the client portal. They can see exactly how much they have access to if they want to cancel after that particular year.
When you say a portion, you say like the 75% or the 75%?
It's a portion of the 75. So in essence, it starts, if you do the math in your head, I'll just say 7%. Okay. So after the fourth year, we'll get around that 20, 25%-ish. And they should have something around that. It's definitely not an exact science. It's something that's worked out. But yeah, they're going to be a portion of that. So the 75% will be available after the full term duration. Up until that point, it'll be proportionate based on the 75% if you divide it by years. Yeah.
Can they borrow against that?
No, there's no loans available on that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's great. That's just basically full withdrawal. They cancel their policy, they get this portion of their premiums back. Great question. So this is some screens I have. It goes on selecting the return of premium rider. And I'll go into some of the underwriting niches that I think will really help you in moving forward so you can kind of capture some of those cases you might not know you have available to you. But again, the product's simple term with vitality. So does anybody here know what vitality is? No. So vitality is something, it's something unique. Right, so living benefits, it's not living benefits in the traditional sense you're used to when it comes to term products. We do have a terminal illness rider on our product, which most of your carriers have, but vitality is like what we like to call the ultimate living benefit, because it's something that it's really a wellness or a technology-based wellness program that kind of rewards your clients for things they're already doing every single day. So if you go on our website, and I'll give you the website address when we're done, there's a lot of information about vitality. I can talk for an hour about vitality. I've taken phone calls and talked for an hour just about how to get an Apple Watch, online. So vitality is something that It's optional benefit, but it's built into the policy for the client, so they don't pay for Vitality on their product, on their policy. It's something we give to every client, so you sell them a great policy to protect their family. They get an email from John Hancock saying, congratulations on your simple term with Vitality. Click on this link to register. You register for the client portal where they can see their policy, their premiums, everything like that. The other registration is going to be for Vitality, where they put in some basic personal information, fill out a really quick health questionnaire. It's not underwriting, just some basic questions. And then we'll say to them, please choose your fitness device, your complementary fitness device. So I'm sure you all know what a Fitbit is. The clients can choose to register for a free Fitbit, no charge, no strings attached. They can get a free Amazon Halo, because we have a partnership with Amazon we started back in the third quarter. It's exclusive to John Hancock. That's what I have on my wrist right now, is Amazon Halo. So I went through the process with one of your FFL agents, actually. You get a free Amazon Halo, or the other option they can choose, which most choose, is the Apple Watch, where your clients could catch. Your clients can get an Apple Watch for as low as $25 down through the process, through Vitality. We say $25 down. That's what they pay to get the Apple Watch. We send them the Apple Watch, and then the rest of their premiums for that watch, they could be zero. It's based on how active the clients are, how engaged they get with Vitality. So we have, like every, if I'm flipping through this, like every awards program that you might go with, whether it's at, Panera Bread or whoever it is, you get all levels, right? You get bronze, silver, gold, platinum, whatever it might be. We have bronze, we have gold, and we have platinum at John Hancock, and every level is based on how many points you earn. And you're going to say, how many? Do you have to be active? Do you have to be a marathon runner? I mean, clearly I'm not. I should get platinum in my policy. Your clients get points for going to the doctors once a year, going to the dentist once a year, getting a flu shot. I'm sure once we can all be fortunate enough to get COVID shots, there might be something built in for COVID shots. I mean, things that clients are already doing are huge point getters. Now, I sent mine in I got my flu shot in September, sent basically my one-page receipt in, got 400 points, towards my status to get points back. And I said, what can they get with the points? Well, if your clients get platinum, they can earn 15% back of their premiums every single year they own the policy. So 15% is really significant. The most common awards is gold. That's your gold status. That's 10% back. Every year they decide to be gold or want to be gold or get points to be gold, they'll get 10% back from their premiums every single year they own the policy. If they're silver, they're going to get 5% back every year.
Starting in year one?
Starting in year one. At the first policy anniversary, from that 12 months, it's whatever points they've earned. Boom, that year one anniversary, we'll refund their premiums to whatever mode if they're paying it through checking. That's how we'll send it back based on how they're paying the premium. And that's every year. So you have a client with a 30-year term, they can be saving 10% off their premiums every single year. And again, gold is the most common status. That's 10% off. So when you're quoting your clients and they see that, $120 or $200 a month in a lot of cases, you can be like, well, if you can earn $20, $30 back a year just by doing this if you want. So bear that in mind when you're comparing policy X to policy Z. Just because the premiums are the same, the features and benefits within that product might be really different based on what the clients can earn. And there's a lot of other rewards. And again, I'll urge you to go onto the website because, again, I could talk for an hour about Vitality. But again, it's unique to John Hancock. If your client gets platinum 3 years in a row, they'll start getting their Amazon Prime membership paid for every year they continue to get platinum. And we all have Amazon Prime, basically. It's $120 a year. Clients are getting, they can earn gift cards to Starbucks and iTunes and Amazon just by logging in workouts. I went to the gym, or I went for a walk with my wife or my son or my daughter, during, not during this snowstorm, but regular time, log that in, every 6-8 workouts, they'll get a free gift card. I mean, they don't have to pay anything for it. So it's just, and one thing about Vitality is it keeps the clients engaged. So what happens when you sell a product? You give them the paper, you walk out, and you never hear from them again unless there's A, problem with the premium, or B, unfortunately, there's a claim that you have to place. This is a great way to keep the clients engaged with you as agents, with us as an insurance company in a positive way. When your client gets that check and our average premium is about $1,100 a year, your client gets that check for $160 back after the first 12 months, they're saying, oh, what's this? And who are they going to call? They're going to call you and say, hey, I just got a check for $160 back. What's this for? Can I keep doing this? And that's a really positive thing. That's the best referral source you guys all have, right? Or clients you've already worked with. So we think Vitality is a great referral source for you to leverage when you're selling things like this to your product. You're not just selling a solution. You're selling a solution that can keep clients engaged and keep them healthy. Because insurance shouldn't be just to cover in case of a tragic accident. It should be something that keeps them motivated to avoid those pitfalls that can lead to, to something bad happening. And again, go on the website. There's plenty of information on the website, more than you can probably ever ask for. Again, I had some stats here for Vitality. So one of the ones it says, and you can read it if you're on this side of the room. So customers are recommending Vitality twice as often to their friends and family when they buy a product with Vitality as opposed to buying traditional insurance with no bells and whistles, no additional benefits. And I know those of you reading here. I skipped a lot of it, but Vitality cases, which to me is the most important stat on here, 33% more likely to close than cases where Vitality is not mentioned. Because we're making it something tangible. It's not just, this is what you get, I'll see you never. It's this is what you get, and you can continue to get this, this, and this if you stay forward. So we're helping you increase your close ratios by bringing something to the table other than just protection in case something unfortunately happens to your clients and to their families. So just keep that in mind, and if you ever have any questions, I have a sales desk internally that's fantastic. Hopefully you've called them all, and I'll give you all my number when we're done. You can reach out to me. I know a lot of folks in this room I've talked to before. So one thing we talk about when it comes to simple term, trivia question. Okay, got my first trivia question. Nothing to do with life insurance, by the way. It has to do with John Hancock, our great, one of our founding fathers. Anybody tell me, the first person tell me what John Hancock famous for?
His signature on the.
Oh, well, see, we got a prize already. All right, well, let's see. What do we got here?
This is money and leaves we don't want.
There's $25 Racer gift card. Yes, he was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence, but you don't really have to learn that today. Nobody said. There's more trivia, by the way, so just keep paying attention.
Say, give me a John Hancock.
Exactly. We had a lot of feedback when we talked to people about simple term, because again, we made our entire process to last 8 to 10 minutes total. And if you've done it, 99% of the time, it will. Obviously, nothing's perfect. I got mine done. It was done in about 8-9 minutes. I waited about 45 seconds for my answer and got it back. I mean, there's a lot of feedback we got just from agents selling simple term. The easiest app I've ever done, best and easiest product to apply for. As far as the application, it's definitely the best. So I have plenty of these quotes, and we didn't make these up. They're things we got from agents that have sold simple term. I'm not going to go over all that information because this doesn't make sense. But some of the things I think do make sense to talk about is where we shine from an underwriting standpoint. Because again, you have great carriers, and everybody seems to focus in certain areas. Some are a little better when it comes to cancer. Some are better when it comes to cardio and things like that. We're really good at John Hancock. America is too when it comes to build, height, and weight. Everybody has height and weight requirements. If you're this tall, you can only weigh this much. We have really generous, BMI, which is 42. If you look it up on our website, we have a full annotated underwriting guide. It's black and white. It'll say, this client's 5'11", this is how much they can weigh. There's no wiggle room. It's between this and that. This is how tall you are. This is how much you can weigh. So again, look that up. We have very generous ratios online. We're the top salon with America in this space. So you might have clients that are, kind of on the border. You'll know right away, so you don't waste your time whether they're going to qualify for John Hancock or not. And our most common, I'd say, medical or impairment that we like to work with is diabetes. So diabetes is becoming so common nowadays. I get calls every day, multiple calls a day. We will write clients for diabetes, even if they're insulin dependent. Those are not knockout questions for us. That's the one question in our application that's actually reflects it. So, do you have diabetes? When do we diagnose them? Go ahead, John.
Your age?
40. Age 40. So diagnosis, shouldn't be prior to age 40 if they're on insulin. Because again, we do take insulin-dependent diabetics. If they're not on insulin, the age it's great. It doesn't matter. But if they are insulin-dependent, age 40 diagnosis is kind of your cutoff. And you have one other carrier that writes clients with diabetes. We understand that. But you don't have another outlet that can write diabetes over $150,000 face amount. That's for some, So we still go to a full $500,000 for clients with diabetes. We don't ever adjust the face amount for any client. We don't rate them. So there's no substandard, preferred, table. You are either tobacco or non-tobacco with us. So if you have a client with diabetes, they're going to get the same price as a client their same age. That could be a marathon runner, which again, most of us aren't. But if you do have those clients with that, we don't rate anybody. So we kind of treat everybody as the same. You're approved as a smoker or approved as a non-smoker, tobacco, non-tobacco. Hepatitis A, B, and C, those are not knockout questions for us. They are for some carriers. Some carriers will write clients with hepatitis A. Some will write clients with hepatitis B. We're the only one really that has all three involved. Those aren't knockout questions for us. It depends on how long ago they had it, or how they're treating it, or what they're taking for it. And we're not going to take every client that has those. Obviously, there is certain comorbidities with every, ailment or impairment that we can't write, and nobody else can either. But that's something, hepatitis A, B, C. That might be something you get declined from a lot of other carriers. That's not the case with John Hancock. We will take those clients as long as, everything else tends to be in line. Same for things like digestive conditions. We tend to be really, really generous with Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. I never even got questions like that up until about September, October. Started getting more Crohn's questions, not so much UC, but a lot of Crohn's questions I get. It's not a knockout for us. It is a knockout for a lot of other carriers. So keep that in mind when you're meeting with a client. They may not tell you that right away, but when you're sitting down with them, you don't want to take them through a carrier where you're not sure, or the odds are they're not going to be able to take that client because of Crohn's or UC. So keep us in mind when it comes to, to those clients, and we are more than willing to take a look at them. And if they qualify, we'd love to have them. I typed in marijuana here, and it's odd to type in that into a PowerPoint. But what I mean by that is, if you have a client who might have never smoked a cigarette in their life, and there's a lot of states where marijuana is legal. I live in Connecticut, it's not. John Hancock's based in Massachusetts, marijuana is legal. So people, they buy gummies, they buy whatever they're gonna buy to take it, we don't care. But if you have a client who, again, may never smoked a cigarette in their life, but they happen to chew a gummy, what happens with most carriers? They get a tobacco rating. What does that do to the premium? 30, 40% premium hike. Johnny Hancock, we don't ask about marijuana at all, anywhere on the application. So if you have those clients, say, if you're a smoker, you're a smoker. I mean, there's no mystery to it. You have a client that might chew a gummy, or however they decide to ingest their marijuana in a state where it might be legal. We don't ask that question, so you don't have to worry about that. It comes up a lot. I've had a lot of people call me and say, hey, I just got this person through because they were chewing gummies and their premiums are this. Can you beat that? I'll say, well, first and foremost, we're not going to ask about that. So if you go to us, you're going to automatically see probably a 30 to 35 % decrease in premium. So you can avoid that sticker shock, because as soon as the client's eyes open like that, you might as well just walk out of the house, because you're probably not going to get that sale. It's hard to talk them off that ledge when they're already up here. So just again.
So Jeff, I have a question.
Yep.
So in regards to that, let's say like someone has smoked marijuana in the past, or like I've had clients that have admitted that they have smoked with other carriers and they've been declined. And also, like when I went and I resubmit an application with another carrier, automatically popped up. So you're saying that with Johnny Hancock, if this guy has been declined for that with a carrier, you guys are not going to decline
If
him?
it's for marijuana, that's correct.
Okay.
If it's for like regular tobacco, obviously carriers can check tobacco rating. That's number one issue we have with people being less than honest on applications is this regular tobacco or smoking? Carriers find out. Everybody does that. Yeah, tobacco, marijuana use, that's correct. We don't have, yeah. So this guy, again, keep that in mind. Again, I already talked about the bill chart. I already talked about, referral sources. We talked about Vitality, which is the app. I work out occasionally. Summertime, I like to walk. I like to golf. And you golf around with this thing on your wrist, that's enough points for your week where you're not going to pay for that Apple Watch your clients might have. I had some stats on here. Your clients are almost taking twice as many steps a day. Those people who have Vitality as people who don't. So people say, oh, a client's going to get the Fitbit or the Halo and they're never going to use it. It's not true. Once they have it, they do tend to engage. They engage, they stay healthy, they stay more active, they're happier, their family's happier, they might get more policy. So just some stats, and this is people who engage in Vitality average 20 activities a month. So either they're logging it into the app, saying, hey, I worked out today, or the app is tracking it, saying, hey, we say you went for a walk and you walked 11,000 steps today. So 20 per month for those people who are Vitality members who are engaging in the program. So it is real. They are engaging. They are earning those premium discounts. So we can't wait to get more stats as we kind of have more data on that. I think we have a trivia question coming up. Okay, quick trivia question. This is product related, so I hope you're paying attention. Who has this is a two-part question, so you got to answer both. The highest face amount for a simplified issue product in the industry?
You guys, 500K. I'll take that call.
There's more, folks. Don't worry. What was that face amount again?
500K. Oh, I get another one? Thank you.
You are in sales, right? See, I knew it. We did really beef up. Hopefully you've visited our agent portal recently. I was just talking with a few agents in there. I'll give it to you now if you're on the screen. If not, it's www.jhsimpleterm.com. That should be your one-stop shop for everything you wanted to know about Simple Term. There's training, jhsimpleterm.com. Now, there is a full underwriting guide in there, which gives you the height and weight. There's a list of knockout medications. Obviously, there's additional medications that might knock a client out, but we have a pretty comprehensive list of knockout medications, of professions we may frown on, things like that. Everything in there you're going to need to know about Simple Term, you can find on that website. There's a product guide. There's so much information about vitality. You'll find out things that I don't even know on that website. And probably almost just as important as anything, there's a number for our sales desk on there. Contact them. You can ask them questions, maybe do a little field underwriting with them. They're really experienced. They've probably heard every ailment, medication, thing like that. So they're going to know. And again, if you don't get in touch with them, maybe they're busy or in queue, you can give me a call back. And again, I'll throw my number out there when we're done. And you can all reach out and call me. Mark and Maria, they have my number too. So, but the website is really great. You can check, if I walk through here, you can check, anything for your clients. You can check lapse pending reports on your business. You click on my business. You go through, you can see any policies you have that for some reason may be lapse pending, or make sure the premiums are paid on time. You can check all your commission statements on our website. So you can see every day how much was paid out when. We attach it to a policy, so you can see how much was paid out on that particular policy. Anything you want to get on our website, we've built it in just in the past 6 months, because the portal really only launched on June 1st. So that's when we only had capability. So we've continued to enhance it. We're going to continue to enhance it this summer. Some great enhancements to our product, our process, and the portal. So it's going to be even better for you to continue to write with us. Again, you can check in-force policies, see how they are. If you have downline, you can check all the downlines underneath you, whether they're appointed. You can check their writing numbers if you want it. If they're not appointed, you'll see pending, and you can know enough to reach out to licensing and say, hey, this agent's been pending for 3 weeks. When is he going to get appointed? So that's something, if you also have downlines, you can get all the information on their business as well. Another trivia question, since we're in, well, I shouldn't say that, but not business related. Who's the only team to beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl?
Giants.
Who said it first? Plus, I'm a Giants fan, so I hate the Patriots, and if I'm Connecticut, so it's like sacrilegious, but yeah.
Sorry.
All right, I talked about a lot of the enhancements. Again, there's great training material on the website. My partner, Stacy, if any of you have met her, she does about an 8-minute video online that walks you through the entire submission process. So you watch that for 8 minutes. Before you sit down with your first client, you're going to feel like you've already written applications with John Hancock. So you're not a stranger to the process because you watch Stacy go through it. It's a great tutorial, tells you what to be aware of, maybe what you should know. I also was talking to John earlier out there. There's an annotated guide that shows you all 18 questions we ask. So nothing's going to kind of shock you or your clients. You're going to be prepared and know what to ask before you walk in. So you're confident enough going in there to feel like you've done this 10 times before. Yeah.
Does your first policy have to be paper?
No, we don't have a paper application.
Yeah.
So everything's fully automated on our policies. Again, a lot of great training material. We have some Facebook advertising if you want that. We have some policy summaries for your clients. We do have one leave behind piece, and you can call my sales desk and I'll send it to you. It's a piece you give to your clients that has all the content information that they need from John Hancock. It'll have our sales desk or a service where they can call and change their policy. It has vitality phone number. So I'm having a problem registering, or I didn't get points for this, or I didn't get my Apple Watch chat, or whatever you might not. There's a phone number for your clients to call there. There's space for you to put your information so the clients know how to contact you when things are done. You can call my sales desk. They'll send it out to you, to your office with some folders if you want. Call them anytime. They're open basically Monday through Friday, roughly 8 o'clock to 7. So you can give them a call. If you need something, you can ask me. I can email them also. And just a few other things I already talked about. What differentiates us in the $500,000 face amount. We're the only ones that have that face amount. We never ask for swab or additional information. We take credit card payments. We don't discount commissions for you writing on your business or any other controlled business within your control. Diabetes, hepatitis, even diabetes with insulin, marijuana usage, things like that, where go to the carrier that's going to give you the best chance of approval. Whether if it's us, great. If it's not, we know there's enough business out there for everybody. And we know we're not getting business over age 60. We don't, obviously you want to go there. You have other carriers for that. So use your carriers to the best of your ability. Everybody has things that are great. You want to make sure it's a good experience for you and for your clients, because it's a lot easier for you to blow the sale than it is to make the sale. I mean, I've been doing insurance now for almost 20 years, and I know what you do is not easy. So getting the appointment is hard enough. Once you get there, you don't want to have to make a second sale. And there's you guys have some, again, great carriers. I'd say every one of your clients is probably going to know who John Hancock is, or they've heard of John Hancock. So you don't have to make that sale. Like, who's this? How are they rated? Are they financially stable? Again, FFL does a great job of giving you those top level carriers. But John Hancock's just, again, it's a brand that you don't have to sell because everybody basically knows who John Hancock is. Mark mentioned, yes, we sponsor the Red Sox and the Patriots, which I won't go to one of those games. I'll go to a Red Sox team, Patriots, Celtics, everything there. But we have great brand recognition, which should help you, do your job. And I'll give you my cell phone number if anybody wants it. It's I can look it up for some reason. It's 857-343-7023. And my name's Jeff. I'll be happy to help you out. I'll give you our sales desk number, but it's also available on the website. But our sales desk is 866-595-7361.
What was your cell phone? What was the number again?
857-343-7023. I'm going to give you one more trivia question. It is product related. What is the cutoff age for clients to be diagnosed with diabetes if they're insulin dependent?
40. Oh.
I heard it back here, John.
Two of us. Who's the hand?
My last two.
There you go.
Hopefully you can cash it in and buy some John Hancock leads with that one and it'll all work out. So I think that's all I wanted to cover today. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to take them. If you feel more comfortable, I can hang around here. If you have a question you want to ask me one-on-one, I'll go to talk to anybody here, anybody online. Call me, you can text me. I know a lot of times you're walking into a house, you're already in a house. You want to ask me a quick question, I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as humanly possible. If I don't have the answer, I will tell you, I'm not sure, let me check on it. I don't want to leave you hanging to think I'm going to get back in 30 seconds if it's going to take you 30 minutes. So again, I really appreciate the time. Yeah, you have a question?
That's the only product that we can sell with John Hancock.
Right now, I sound like an NFL owner. At this current date, yes, the only product we can sell with Family First right now is Simple Term with Vitality.
And one other question. You take credit card, but what about the Direct Express Social Security card that supposedly works on your credit card?
What you mean
The Direct Express, I think they get this card, it works.
The social security card
Yeah.
that they get.
It's a great question. I'm not sure, but I'll find out before I leave the office here.
Supposedly it works, it's supposed to work like the credit card.
Yes, when they deposit their social security.
I'll find out before I leave the office, and I'll let you know. And then hopefully we can put it on the website. But yeah, again, I'll find that question out. But again, thank you everybody for your attention.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed the lunch. I appreciate being out here.
Guys, let's give it up. Guys, there was a lot of nice bullets in there. I mean, I've been in the business since 2010, and whoever is writing notes, if you could make me a copy of all the bullets, because I need to put some of that stuff in my underwriting guidelines. So when you guys call me, I'll have answers for you and another carrier that we could go to. So want to go over the numbers, and then we'll close with some questions. All right, Carlos, 16 apps, 9 sits, 5 closes, 6 applications, 72.92. Good job, son. Exomira, is that how you pronounce that?
Tomorrow.
Samara. What happened to the John Smiths? 14 apps, 16 sits, 9 closes, 9 applications, 13,762. Those are as strong as numbers as you're going to see. I mean, that's tight all across the board. So good job there. Pam Ross, 5 apps, 2 sits, 2 closes, 2 applications, 19,124. How did that happen? Anybody know? Is that an annuity or?
It has to be.
All right. Alban, 17 applications, 11 sits, 5 closes, 6 applications, 14,108. Good job, son. My man Steven, 24 apps, 12 sits, 6 closes, 6 applications, 8336. Steve, you obviously know, I know he's watching. You obviously know what you have to do. John Mazzella, 23 apps, 17 sits, 12 closes, 16 sits, 19,993. I had 2 or 3 families where I did husband and wife and husband and wife and husband and wife. So we got a big crew, and I know there's a lot of questions, so who we starting with? Any questions?
So how does it happen? Like, you run the appointments, I mean, you booked 27 appointments. 23, I'm sorry. You sat down with 17 people and you closed 12. We really want to hear a little bit about the tie downs when you book those appointments. How can you get that show ratio to that?
Well, you guys hear me talk every Monday. I mean, you guys listen to my conversations. A lot of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is comical because I'm just being me. I'm not that pressed agent with the stuffy suit and the tie and the suitcase and the Starbucks coffee that takes calls after 9. I'm like, dude, what's up? And I'll just have a normal conversation with people. It's, you want insurance? Great, I can help you. No? Okay, bye, moving on. So I just think that to tighten these numbers, and we go through this every week, you're just asking extra questions where, obviously everybody wants to rush and make the appointment, but I think by asking certain questions, especially on the instant internet leads, the number one question should be, after you verify all the information, okay, great, I'm signed as the field underwriter. I'm a field underwriter for the state of New Jersey. What are we doing here? What possessed you to sign this? What possessed you to fill this out? What were you thinking? Are you looking for final expense, or are you looking to make somebody rich? What are we doing? So when they tell you it's final expense, then it's like, all right, great, just got a couple of questions for you so I know what to bring you. Do you smoke? Yes. Do you plan on quitting anytime soon? Because your theory is if they plan on quitting or if they're trying to, you're going in there with Amerigo Eagle. If they don't plan on quitting anytime soon, then Amerigo Eagle is out the door because you don't want them to get their rates changed in 3 years and be pissed off about it. So I would do mutual. That's just me. Also, do you plan on being cremated or buried? Great question for final expense. I plan on being cremated. All right, so you're just looking for a small basic $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 policy? Yes, okay, great. And just verify the time 3 times. I say my name at least 3 times. So it's not the insurance person coming, it's John coming. And there's a big difference. I think that, and I say this every week, I don't make love, and again, you guys hear me every Monday, I don't make love to the people on the phone, but I'm interesting. So they're looking forward to me coming to their house. So when I book my own appointments, everything, I mean, do I get no-shows? Yes, but I'm going back to them at the end of the day, or I'm going back to them the next day. I'm not calling them up to say, hey, you blew me off yesterday. I need to come out. I'm just going back there. You invited me to your house once. It's more than enough for me. I'll go back. Maybe something came up.
And I bet you never call them, you just show up at the door.
Just show up.
So they let you rent at that point?
People do. You invited me to your house once. I got to reintroduce myself all over again? I'm not doing that. I'm a busy guy. And also, I heard this a few times today. Once from me, and you sit next to me, right? How many times do we talk to somebody over the phone? We make the appointment. Okay, just call me. Call me like, all right, I'm going to come see you Wednesday at 4:00. Okay, just call me before you come. Dude, I'm busy. I sit down with so many people, and once I get at an appointment, I'm on the phone with carriers. I'm probably going to forget. If you're not going to be home, just let me know you're not going to be home. And you want to solidify that appointment by saying, hey, are you going to be home? They don't know you're sitting down with like 12, 13 people. It could be your only appointment for the day. But you want to make it sound like you're extremely busy. You have to call underwriting. Usually when I get out of a house, Mary, I'm calling the bank to let them know that this was taken care of, so they stop sending you these little things in the mail or the phone calls will stop. They're like, all right, that makes sense. Anybody else? Come on, man, no questions.
I have another one for you.
Please.
So you sit down with these people and you close 12 appointments, right? And you submitted 16 apps.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely do a lot, like digging in the house, finding other people. So how do you do that?
Now, if I'm sitting down with a Mr. and Mrs.,
Okay.
are we doing this just for you? Are we doing this for both of you? And usually it depends on how much money it's going to cost us because we would both like to do it. But I'm going in there attacking husband and wives, children. But
So what do you do?
usually
Let's
it's,
say like you're sitting with a parent, right? And how do you get the kids?
I mean, do you
What
have kids?
questions?
Do you have kids?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
2.
How old?
2 years old and 8 months.
Congratulations. Do you have insurance for them?
I do.
Okay. A lot of people don't. That's my first question. So if they're under the age of 17, you know, obviously you could go Royal Neighbors where you pay up for 20 years and they're good for life. Or you could pay up till 65 and they're good after that. Or you could go to Mutual of Omaha, 25 up to 50,000. You could up it 5 times. So I just bring that to the table and I just say, hey, by the way, for children's policies, I'm sure you've heard of Gerber. Yes. Well, now Mutual of Omaha and other carriers out there had just kind of put Gerber on the back burner where they really don't exist for children's policies anymore because Mutual of Omaha has a children's product where for a 10-year-old female or male, doesn't matter, $25,000 is like $10 a month. And they could up that 5 times in their lifetime. So God forbid your kid accumulates some sort of heart disease over the next few years or some sort of crazy illness, they can still get insurance with no evidence of insurability, which means no medical. So just bring in what you have. I mean, you got all this stuff. And I mean, you know, we show up with bags, with we have all this ammunition that we're not presenting to people because we're in there just for final expense or in there for mortgage. So, I mean, I've said this plenty of times where when I go into an appointment, I don't like to focus on the annuity or the life insurance or other things going on. You want me in your house for final expense or mortgage? That's what I'm here for. If I know you got assets or if I know you got other things going on, I'm going after that ancillary business, but not today because I'm a busy guy. So when I'm leaving, after I get the signed app, after everything's approved, what I would like to do, Mary, is come back at a later date, you know, maybe sometime next week. You know, I'll put it in the books for now. I want to take a look at some of your assets, 401k, whatever the case may be. If there's something I can do for you, the trust that you gave me in putting you to rest, I want you to give me the same vote of confidence with your other assets because I know I can help you. I have a great supporting team behind me. And, you know, we are growing at a ridiculous fast pace. So can't do it today, but I'll pencil you in for sometime early next week. I'll come by, have all your statements out, have your other policies out. I'll take a look at it. And if I could help you, I'm going to present it to you. If I can't help you, by law, I can't do anything for you because it's against the law for me to bring you something that's not in your favor. Who's going to say no to that? Nobody.
Are you running with the financial inventory as well?
Say that again?
Are you using any financial inventory now? Or
I actually don't use the final inventory. My questions for mortgage are, your loan amount is $200,000. What did they assess the house at? Is this a 30-year fix? What's the interest? What's the mortgage premium? Are you paying any extra towards that premium to bring your premium down, to bring your mortgage down from 30 to 25 or 20? If it's yes, then I know where I'm going. If it's no, then I'm offering right away a 25-year term with cashback option because after 25 years, they're like, oh, wow, I can pay this off for 25 years? That usually works. Anybody?
If they're paying extra, are you doing a shorter term?
if they're paying extra, yeah, I mean, if somebody's paying an extra $200 a month, right, towards their premium, I'm like, Lord, why not take that $2,400 a year, apply it towards a life insurance policy, so God forbid you die in 5 years, they're getting the full benefit. They're getting the full $200,000, whereas opposed to if you're paying $200 a month for 20 years and you die after year 3 years, you still owe that much on the house. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I'll just take whatever, I'll do it my way, and then I'll do it in the way that adding the extra premium. So if they say no to the extra premium, they'll say yes to this. You know, you could continue paying your $200, it doesn't matter to me, but I think it'll be better for you to give yourself a little bit more insurance if you do die sooner than later.
So just to recap, I guess, from what I'm hearing, I'm just starting to get new with the phones. When you follow the script, I feel that it's very quick to, hi, my name is, confirm that appointment, try to get the appointment as fast as you can and get off the phone. I
No.
noticed that you kind of do want to spend some time there. And
Yeah, I don't
ask
do
the
that.
questions.
I don't do that because then what happens is you get this. You know, you get, 25 appointments, but like, was anybody on the, Craig Wood and myself did a Zoom meeting last Thursday. Shanae, you were on that?
Yeah.
Who was on it?
I was on it.
You were on. Yeah, you guys were on. That was actually a big hit. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
where was I going with this? I don't know.
The quick appointments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the numbers.
Craig Wood, he had like some stupid numbers. It was like 25 appointments, 10 sits, 8 apps, 8 closes a day. It was like, but yet he still did 7,500 in business. And he calls me up out of the blue, and he's like, I don't remember what the conversation was, but it was like, I need your help. I want to get better. I'm like, all right, what's up? He's like, I feel like I need to get better in the home. He's like, I heard you're in home. I love it. I just wanted to pick your brain. So I'm like, all right, give me your numbers. And when he gave me his numbers, it was something like, I don't know, it was like 25, 8. But yet, so I'm like, dude, you're good. I'm like, all you have to do is bump this 8 up to 15. That's what it was. He had $7,500 in annual premium. And I'm like, you're too focused on the 7,500, but these numbers these numbers are good. So when I showed him what 8 appointments to 15, 16 appointments looks like, he was like, holy crap. I'm like, if you're doing 16 appointments, and the way you do that is just by giving a little extra on the phone. So, hey, this is John Mazzella calling from the Senior Benefit Center in regards to some life insurance you requested, state regular program, blah, blah, whatever. I got some information I got to get out to you. And people make that 20, 30 seconds and just hang up and move on. That 70-year-old lady's going to forget you. That 75-year-old guy's going to forget you. Especially like me, I talk fast. So I just try to be a little bit more elaborate on why I'm calling, who I am, what I do. So I do get these numbers. This is phenomenal, as opposed to down here. So to answer your question, I don't know who your manager is. I don't know who your upline is. I'm not saying don't do it, but we all need to make adjustments. That's why we're all here. I'm still making adjustments. There's a lot of stuff that I took out. There's a lot of stuff that I take out of this business every day that I just incorporate into what I do. But I just think that people get so many phone calls every day, and they don't even know like what 75, 80% of those calls are about. So by you calling them up and just being yourself, I mean, if they say yes, if they're saying yes to the information and they're acknowledging that they did it and they want the insurance, why not just take the extra 2-3 minutes now so you solidify that appointment? So you can up this, because if you're upping this from 8 to 20, I mean, that's going to 18, hands down. No doubt. So yeah, just, a little more. Do you plan on being cremated? Do you plan on, do you smoke? And if you want to get into health issues, depending on how the conversation is going, you could. The more information you have, you don't want to spend 12 minutes on a phone call, but at the same time, you just want to get the information that you have, and you want to put your information in her memory so she knows. So when you go to that house tomorrow, tea is on the stove, the Entenmann's cake is on the table, stuff's laid out for you, man. When I walk in, when I make an appointment and I walk up to the house, it's like people open the door, they know who I am, they didn't forget me, they're not confused, and I'm just like, mask or no mask? No, you're good. We shaking hands, we pounding, what are we doing here? Like, so everybody's different. I had a guy Saturday, or was it Friday? I had like 6 appointments. On Saturday, and one of the guys that I went into was a guy that I had 3 appointments for like 10 o'clock on Saturday. So when I went to this guy, like an hour late, a half hour late, I go in the house, and now I know I got to be at another place in a half hour and another place after that within an hour. So I'm sitting in his house, he lets me in, and he's on the phone, and he goes in the bedroom, and he starts talking. I'm sitting there, and I'm like pacing back and forth, and I'm like, dude, I was literally going to walk out of the house because I knew I still had like some appointments for the rest of the day. Long story short, I'm going through my thing. I'm like, mortgage amount, this. Like, dude, why are we going through it? Like, I asked him, I was like, who are we writing the check out to when you die? He was like, giving me a hard time about the beneficiary. And he was trying to fast forward it, and I just kept reeling him back. Like, guy, chill out. Come back here. Let me answer. Let me just do what I got to do. Because he was just like, how much is it going to cost me? I'm not doing anything. I just want to see how much it's going to be. So I'm not the most patient guy in the world. I'm like, you know what? You're totally healthy. He's like, yeah, I'm totally healthy. I'm like, yeah, 10,000 mutual of them $100. He said, yeah, I can do that. I'm like, good. Give me an ID. Wrote him up. When I got home, I didn't like how it went because I kind of felt like, I'm like, hey, man, just letting you know I'm going to submit the application Monday. And he was like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, you realize it's not going to pay off the home mortgage because she's 72 years old. It's just going to give Ivan or whatever his son's name is like 6-12 months of protection. He goes, yeah, that's all he needs because he's going to sell the house too. All right, cool. Usually I don't do that, but I was just so impatient. I was just like, I got no time for people, man. Come on, what are we doing here? Don't.
Yeah.
But I love those people. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Nobody? No questions? No, I guess we're good. Good job, guys.
Thanks, John.
Good job, John.